afternoon. Thank you very much for your attention and for your invitation to be here. This is me, Chinese. I'm a valuers, but I'm not developers, so that I can stay neutral and no brokers. I like Mr. Fu. He's a great broker and also very rich. I'm just a valuer and researcher. We do writing some book for the United Nations on properties, on real estate cycle, or something about the housing finance. This is our firm doing. We are the largest information center in Thailand. So any developer that listens to us will be very prosperous. For the developer that do not believe us will be in trouble because they don't have information. So this is what we do in Thailand about the market. Actually, they want me to say something about the lesson or how to penetrate into the market today. I saw many foreign investors in Cambodia that built a very huge project. They built a very huge project, but they were not successful because they built it very huge, too big indeed. I think if we go into the market to penetrate into this ASEAN market, we should do small projects first so that we learn more, so that we can gather more staff members, so that we have more experience. So that is what we should do. There is also one Indonesian developers, very big indeed. They build a big gate. You see the big gate in front of their project. They build horses. They have horses. They have many horses in front of on the top of the gate. Anyone were born in the year of horse? Horse. Yeah. That big developer, he was born in the year of horse. So he built a very big project in Port Hanoi, in Phnom Penh, in Ho Chi Minh City. But that project, those projects were not successful. Why? Because they do not learn the local market. They just build the horses over there. That should be a very good developer. And I was born in the year of dog. I should not put myself in front of the gate. It won't look nice. 20 years ago, I went to the Lincoln Institute of Policy in Boston. We have a discussion about why Hong Kong property market is not, Hong Kong developers, why they are not successful in China. Why they are not successful in China? What we learned is that for developers from Hong Kong, they learn from their 100 years experience that they must be in the prime location, right? So they buy land in the prime location, in the first tier cities of China or second tier or something. But in China, the CBD can be built overnight or maybe within a few years. So they can change. So the knowledge in Hong Kong won't be sufficient. Another thing is, for the developers in Hong Kong, they believe that they have a lot of experience. They don't conduct the survey of the market. If they do not conduct the survey of the market, they cannot touch the reality. And many Japanese developers, when they go to Thailand or other countries, like the shopping centers, they will build and do something themselves. They are very arrogant. They are very confident with their expertise. But they do not study the market properly. That is why they are in big trouble. So this is what we can assess in the past. So this is our experience that we conduct the survey of property markets in many countries, like in Manila, in Hanoi, in Ho Chi Minh City, in Manila. This is Manila. What is this? This is in Indonesia, in Jakarta, in Hanoi, in Manila, and many others in Cambodia that we try to do something. This is when we assess the land price in Vientiane. In Vientiane, there are so many Chinese developers doing a lot of shopping centers there. I think the number of shopping centers, the number of square meters may be a lot more than the number of population in Vietnam. So they will be in big trouble. They do not access the market properly. So this is what happened there. We even go to conduct some study of casino. You like casino? There is one in Busan. We can go tonight. We do the evaluation of those casino in this country and other city as well. So as a whole, in this region, I can tell you that it is growing a lot. In this region, you see many cities, many countries, the GDP growth is very high, maybe 8%. The first one is Myanmar. Last Monday, I came back from Myanmar to do a presentation in Myanmar for the association in Myanmar. And they conducted a questionnaire. What we found? We found that most of the investors in Myanmar, they want to, maybe 40% of them want to buy a house in Singapore. Congratulations, Mr. Fu. You can be a big brokers there. Don't forget me. So second, that is 40%. And another 30%, they want to buy a house in Thailand. And then in another 15%, maybe in Australia, in USA. You see, this is the rank of the destination for Myanmar people. Very interesting. I conducted another survey in Laos. Most of the people in Laos, they also like to buy a house abroad, if possible. But the most, the largest, the highest group is in Bangkok. Laos, maybe they are very close to Thailand. So in the case of Bangkok, you can see we conduct a survey since the year 2000, since the year 1994. Every month we conduct a survey of new projects. Every 3 months, every quarter, we assess the market around 1,800 projects. So this is what we can see that it is going up and down. You see, there are many projects. Actually, if as a whole, Bangkok is the destination that many people want to buy. But Myanmar, 40% want to buy in Singapore, but 30% in Thailand. But many people from abroad like to buy property here because it is comparatively cheaper, maybe around $100,000 per unit. So this is the launching. 1 year, there are a lot of launching, around 400 projects. You see, just only in 1 year. And property market here, we can see that last year it is increased a bit by number, by value maybe decreased because they offer some cheaper unit. But in number is going up, around 100,000 in Bangkok alone. In Thailand, we have around 24 million housing units. Every year, there are around 600,000 units sold every year. So this is a really big market. And most of the developers in Bangkok are public companies. So if you want to penetrate into Thailand, you have to talk with public company or listed company. I can help you talk with them, even if I'm not a broker, because most of the listed companies are our customers. So we conduct some matchmaking. And then in Phnom Penh, there are many projects as well, but altogether there are only 100 projects. In Bangkok, 1,800, but here is 100 projects. We are going to conduct the survey again next month. We expect to find around 150 projects again. And this is our team. Am I look like a Khmer? Somewhat. They are Khmer. So in this case, you can see that in Cambodia, apart from Bangkok, Cambodia is the fourth in the priority because it is growing very quickly for Cambodia. And in the case of Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City of Vietnam, you can see there are so many projects here. But Vietnam is in the recovery period, 2008, 2009, 2010, it was in the bust period. But now they are growing, but slightly, slowly. So this is a case in Ho Chi Minh City. The price here is the most expensive. This is I conducted a survey by motorbike. Fortunately, I am survived. This is a university student. I went with her. But sometimes we also have cars. We have cars and one inspector and another 10 persons as a team. So this is I conduct a survey in the city. So go by motorbike. I cannot drive. That's why I need her, like my granddaughter or something. In Ho Chi Minh City, there are so many figures you can see yourself later. But the thing is, in Ho Chi Minh City, you see the price of property is quite high, even higher than Bangkok. This means that they are catering to the upper market. The lower market, they still haven't catered to them. But in the future, there will be mass production for housing for the lower income group in the near future. So this means that a lot of opportunity for contractors. In Korea, there are a lot of contractors, right? These contractors can go to Cambodia. This is a very good market in the future. This is the Phnom Penh is the city of dust, because a lot of dust that they are under construction. So this is a very strong. Oh, sorry, this is Ho Chi Minh City, also very active lately. In Manila, you can find this man look like an Indian, but actually he's a Thai, but he is ancestor from India. In this case, in Manila, you can see that there are a lot of condominiums, apartments, we call owner-occupied apartments, something similar to Ho Chi Minh City. 95% or 90% of these supplies are owner-occupied apartments. In Bangkok, maybe 60%, but here around more than 80%. This is the area that they are growing in Manila. And you can find a condominium units only for 15 square meters, very small, like a cage, 15 square meters. My president, your apartment may be 1,000 square meters, probably. But the smallest one here is 15 square meter only. This is like a bird cage. And in this case, the property price is very competitive, very cheap. You can see it is very cheap compared to other countries. This is one of the cheapest one. And there are so many Filipinos who were working abroad. And these people are the major buyers. Something similar to Vietnam. They also have Viet Kieu. Viet Kieu is overseas Vietnamese. This is similar to that. In Manila, 10% of the 100 million population, means 10 million are working abroad. And I believe that in the future, this is a very good area for investment. So I rank this the third. Here in Hanoi, we just recently conducted a survey of Hanoi in November last year, and we found that there are so many projects here in the city. This is from Kiem Lake, something in the city. This West Lake, and here there are opportunity. This is also in the recovery period. We have to. If we invest in this area, we need to buy quality condominium. I mean high price one. If we buy something cheap, we will cry several times. If we buy something expensive, we will cry once. This is Nepali proverb, because here the quality one they have well maintained, but the medium price one or low price one very bad. The maintenance not good, so the property price may run down. So this is an observation from Hanoi. But the figures, you may have to see it yourself because there are so many things in details. In Jakarta, this is, apart from Bangkok, I think this is the first one to be considered because in this area, we just finished the survey in December, that year in December. So this is a very pure fresh, and we see that in the future there will be a lot of booming. It was boom once around a few years ago, now then dropped, and now it should be going up again. And Indonesia is a awakening giant because they have around 300 million population, almost 300 million population. Thailand, we have only 68 million. I introduced the big developers from Thailand who build around 40,000 units every year 40,000 units. I said that if they go to Jakarta or Indonesia, they can, the company in Indonesia, the branch in Indonesia may be bigger than the mother company in Thailand in the next 10 years. Because in Indonesia, there are many cities with population over 1 million, around 14 cities, more than 1 million. In Thailand, we have only Bangkok, that more than 1 million. But Indonesia, they have 14. The Philippines, they have 7 cities with the population over 1 million. And if their economy recover, I think they will have a lot of affordability. They can buy a lot of houses, particularly the lower income housing. So this will be very interesting for Indonesia. Not only in Jakarta, there are so many other cities that will be very interesting to invest. So EVCO, I introduced to quite a few listed companies in Thailand and other countries that EVCO, we should go to do some small project first. If we do something small, if it fails, we may try again and try again. Don't give up, try again. And over the time, we can learn more. We can collect more manpower. We can also plan more. So we should start with a small one, not a big township like they did in Jakarta. There are one case study that I'd like to show you. That is the tsunami in Aceh. I went to Aceh. I'm planning to go to the Philippines next month because there was a big storm in the Philippines. Many people died there. And next month again I will go to back to Nepal because 2 years ago there was a big earthquake. Many people died there. I came back from Nepal 3 days as before the earthquake. If I were there, maybe heart attack. But I came back 3 days, collect my money back, collect my consultancy fee, and then come back before for 3 days. And this is a good case of Aceh, where around 170,000 people passed away after the tsunami. Is there any tsunami in Korea? Maybe no. But here they came every 100 years. In Nepal, the big earthquake, they will come every 80 years. So the next one, when they come, no worry to me. I won't be there anymore. 80 years or 100 years. But in this case, you can see that these are our local partners who helped me conduct the survey. You see the boat is in front of the house. So this is a very strong earthquake. But in some, we have produced a report and published in some academic journal in the US already. But this is a small, that's a summary that you can see the property price will going up. Even if there were tsunami, you see, around 15% per annum. At the beginning, maybe no increase, but then they grow up because a lot of international help, a lot of international assistance that they try to help Indonesia, Aceh, and building new roads, new infrastructure, new public utilities. So property price jump up. So don't worry about the natural disasters. It is not a big case. So no worry. In Bangkok also, this is not going Bangkok. This is in Phuket, nearby Aceh. We also have some earthquakes next to Aceh. But property price, you can see that it is still going up. You can see that it is going up like this, around 14% per annum on the cumulative fact. It is look like this. So it is just a property shock for a few moments, not a long-term effect. Except there are some exceptions also. The exception may be something like Chernobyl. You know, Chernobyl, it was in 1986. At that time I studied in Belgium. Yeah, that is still in that area, we cannot stay there. There may be some exception. Or Phnom Penh, 1,000 years ago. But normally for earthquake or something, today there is no big deal, no big effect. So this is what we learned. And this is another case in the city center of Bangkok. The city center of Bangkok, 12,000 US dollar per square meters. That is the price, $12,000 per square meter. I saw the beautiful ladies stand up already, maybe thumbs up. But my watch still have 5 minutes more. You can take rest. Take rest. And also have a nap. Okay, so this you can see that this is in the CBD of Bangkok, the central business district of Bangkok. Property price going up like this during the same period. So this implies that in long run it is going up. Unlike in Tokyo, maybe going up and down, something like Fujiyama. But in our region, in ASEAN, it is going up quite quickly. So no worry about that. Last, before I leave, this is the last page. Before I leave, I would like to tell you just for the last 3 minutes, tell you one story. This story was told by my grandma, my grandmother. My grandmother moved from mainland China to Thailand. I don't know why they did not move to Korea. If they moved to Korea, maybe we met earlier, unfortunately. Yeah. My grandma told me this story. This is related to investment. My grandma said that there was one old monk like me, if I'm a monk, and have a young man like him as a young monk who walked into the forest together with me. Both of us have a stick. So because we walk into the forest, maybe some snake or something. And this young monk saw over there. He see that there is one thing there. So he told me, as a big monk, master, there was a snake there. There is a snake there. I'm a master. I did not see that thing. I just closed my eye and said, that's why I think I heard something moving. Because my follower said that there was a snake there, right? And then that small monk go with the stick, go to explore something. And he found that that thing, which was supposed to be snake, was not moved. So he come back to report to me, Master, the snake was dead. That is his understanding. Okay. I did not open my mind again. I just closed my eyes and said that that's why I smell something. And then that small monk want to take the crops of the snake away so that a master like me can walk properly, can walk easily. And when he take out the snake, he found out that it is not a snake. It is just a rope. So he come to me again, Master, no worry. There is no more snake. It is just only rope. I, the master, the big master, opened my mind and speak angrily to him. I said that is bullshit. That is his own imagination. There is no such thing. And then we walk. This lesson, this story tell you something, Mr.
No.
This story tell me something that master always correct. Like professor, they are always correct. Right? A professor will be always correct. But it is not the point. the main point is that if we are developers, if we are investors, we need to explore the fact in very details. Like if we want to develop a project, we have to survey the projects regularly, say on monthly basis, to see other people, Hang Teng or Hang Seng. What about the projects in the neighboring area, our competitors, what are they doing? What is their performance? So we need to conduct a survey very frequently so that we know the fact. We cannot just believe. We cannot just use our instinct. So this is what my grandma told me. So allow me to tell you so that if you are a great developer, we need to conduct survey so that we have good information for investment. Thank you very much.
함께 들으셨습니다. 아세안 부동산 시장 과연 어떻게 진출을 할 수 있을지에 대해서 함께 그 방법을 모색해 보는 시간이었는데요. 이걸로 역시 질의응답 시간을 좀 가져보도록 하겠습니다. 여러분 좀 구체적으로 궁금한 점이 있으시거나 아니면 개인적으로라도 구체적으로 궁금한 점 있으시면 손을 들어주시면 저희가 마이크를 넘겨드리겠습니다. 네, 혹시 질문 있으신 분 계실까요? 네, 저희 마이크 좀 넘겨주시기 바랍니다.
강의 잘 들었습니다. 지금 강의를 해주셨는데 강의가 아니고 인베스터 투자자 입장이라고 하면 지금 말씀하신 여러 마켓 중에 가장 핫한 지역이 어디고 어디다 투자하시겠는지 소개를 좀 주시면 좋겠습니다.
Which is the best market, right? I think he asked me whether I have a family or not yet. I have already. So if we among the less developed one, Singapore may be the very hectic one, the upper one. The growth may be not high, but this is a very secure location. But for amongst other ASEAN region, I think Thailand is very good for investment. But right now, there were some coup d'etat, right? So maybe it doesn't look that good. And I cannot say that I like it or not. Maybe I cannot go back home. But Thailand is very good for investment, not by bias. But next to that is Jakarta, very good. And then come to Manila, and the next one is Phnom Penh. Many people like to go to Myanmar. Many people like to go to Myanmar, but Myanmar there are limited amount of land, and the infrastructure, everything are still very poor. So I think it is not the time to invest. But for trading, you should go to Myanmar. But for real estate investment, Myanmar may not be a good place to invest today. Laos may be too small because they have less than 8 million population only. So that is the case. And Vietnam, since it is in the recovery period, it may not get the time for at the beginning.
네, 답변이 충분히 되셨죠? Thank you. 네.
Thank you very much.
네, 여러분 다시 한번 뽕뽕술사님께 고맙습니다. 네, 아세안 부동산 시장을 한번 전망해보는 시간을 가졌고요. 네, 바로 세 번째 강연으로 이어가 보도록 하겠습니다.